So while I was changing strings on my guitar, I stumbled across this mini songwriting hack that I don't see a lot of people talking about. Essentially, hold on, let me get the guitar. So you know how when you change your guitar strings, you test constantly just to make sure that everything still works on your guitar? Like you're changing a string and then you're making sure that it plays, or is it just me? It might be just me, but go with me. So what I found myself doing is working with that limitation. So while the melodies you come up with on one string will be rather limited, you add a lot of dimension as you add strings to your guitar. Let me demonstrate. This is a melody that I came up with on 2 strings. And this is a cool little riff that I came up with 3 strings. So that happened before I was recording, and this is a recreation or of sorts. And now I'm actually gonna do string 4, 5, and 6 on camera and just see what comes up. This is proving to be a bit more complicated than I thought. Changing strings on camera, but we got it. Hey, don't judge. This is character. Out for pull out to tune. I don't know if I'm the only one that gets this mixed up all the time and ends up twisting the strings the wrong way at first and then just keeping it that way, but I will never be able to remember which way to turn it when tuning it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a string. Let's tune this better, because now we're working with more than one string. So this is the fun part where you get to experiment with stuff. Yes, that's it. Pro tip. Pro tip. Technically, you don't need to tune your strings. In fact, I implore you, don't tune your strings. Not while you're experimenting. However, I did stumble onto something in the standard tuning, so you have to tune it to be relatively right. That's a pro tip for today. Pro tip. Back to it. No. Put it back in. Still doesn't feel right. So that could loop. So that's another thing. Let's try changing it up a bit. Maybe taking the pick. No. To the beat. So 4 chords is basically a ukulele, but lower, because the ukulele is like on a 5, a capo on the 5. I'll demonstrate. So you take this little guy right there. Kind of like working with a ukulele, except not really. but it's different sounds, you know? The fun thing about this is you could take as much or as little time as you want on each string. If you don't feeling 1 string or 2 strings, then you can just jump ahead to 3. Or if you're feeling 4 heavily, you can just keep doing 4. So, string 5. Always the fear that it's gonna eat my eye. And eat my eye is the right terminology for that, so don't even question me about it. I mean, that's a whole other sound that I kind of want to sample real quick. It's a bit embarrassing changing strings on camera because I know people are gonna judge me on the internet. This is the way to spin the string, spin the string, spin the string. If you are detuning 1 string, you kind of want to make sure that the other strings are relatively in tune. Doesn't have to be standard tuning, but just right on the money. This is already a cool chord. Okay, so that was a quick camera change because it died on me. Now when I say personality, I'm talking about this. Let's do this. No, so this D chord with the 7th, with an A. I mean, just by itself, this chord is nice. This would be. But what if I? It's like a Bond chord, you know? That's an A and that, okay, so maybe. And yes, this is not standard, but remember, this is not a D. It's a D flat. Okay. We're changing the strings. We're changing the strap. Don't change the strap every time you change the string. It's gonna cost you a fortune. Next string. So it's going to be a bit of a different process when we add the 6th and final string to the guitar, because we normally play on standard tuning with the 6 strings, but now, I mean, if we just do a drop D, that doesn't really spark anything. So my recommendation would be detune everything. Why is it so difficult to talk and spin? I mean, basically, you're already changing the strings. I mean, that's something that you should already be doing. My question is, why not just take a few extra minutes to maybe just come up with anything? My first step would be to tune the string to where it's supposed to be and then detune it or overtune it. Maybe over a D. So what goes on top of it? Nope. Think. Okay. I'll do it. And there we have it. Six strings of musical inspiration. So this has been a blast to make. Thank you for watching this far if you've made it. If you didn't, okay, please leave a like if you found this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy creating.